My name's Glenda Hewitt and I am the teacher at the Warwick Nabil Memorial Kindergarten. Warwick Nabil is a small town situated in the northwest of the state in the Wimmera. Recognising your name is one of the first very personal pieces of reading that you do. We always start off with as many opportunities for the children to look at their names, and often at the start of the year, written language is just a lot of marks on a page, and so it's not meaningful. And if anything else, we need learning to be meaningful. So we put a picture and then we put the children's names down the bottom of them. So I warned them at the end of last term and said to them, now I'm going to be really tricky because next term I'm going to take your photos down and we're just going to have your names up. Okay, so that was fine. We try and read a story in a group each day because there's so much learning that can come out of that, and that repetition is really supportive of children's learning. So of recent times I've actually been looking at words and helping children to see if they can find one that is the same on the page. So I might find the word "the," for example, and get the children to come and find one the same too. Serious means, can you put a serious face on for me? I'm getting lots of serious faces. Children developing a love of literacy and a love of stories and understanding that this written word down the bottom supported by pictures is just so fundamental in understanding what we're doing and being able to transfer information from one person to another just by writing it down is really fundamental learning and pre-literacy skills and knowledge that they need to have before we go any further. So there's two different ways of annotating that I do. When I annotate their stories, I write what the children tell me exactly, because I think that's really important to value what they're telling me, and so I need to write that down as closely as possible to what they're saying. I might support them a little bit and suggest this is a Ferris wheel. What else will we write about it? It gives us then an opportunity, first of all, for them to make the link between the oral word and the written word, and then after that, I guess depending on my knowledge of the child and where they are in their learning, then I can start to point out individual words, and we start to do some of that really key literacy learning about one word and there's a space between words and things like that. So then we've been doing a lot of work just looking at initial letters and sounds in there. This is a
Ferris wheel.
So that's Ferris wheel. It is at
Melbourne.
That's the big word for Melbourne. That's a long one, isn't it? And Alia could see all the lights. So there's some words, lots of words there, isn't there? Yeah, but you knew your name. You could read that, couldn't you? Great job. The Early Years Learning Framework speaks to us about having children's voices in everything we do. And so how can we have the children's voices if we're not talking with them, discussing, sharing knowledge, as I said, collaborating, all of those things that require that as a fundamental element to learning. So for me, that's the importance of oral language. How many claps in your name, Georgia?
3.
You clap it for me and see.
Georgia.
2. How many in Zali's name? Have a go. How many was there? 2. Again, probably in line with the literacy strategy, syllabification of your words is very important. So we've done a lot of that and we've tapped out our names and things. So I thought today that I would probably try and strengthen that a little bit. I want you to choose an animal and see if you can clap out how many syllables, and we have to put them in the right house. Do you think you can do that? So we'll start off with Finn. Which animal would you like to clap out? Oh, good grief. What have you got there? I think you've chosen the hardest one. How many claps are in hippopotamus, I wonder? Let's try it. Get your rhythm sticks going. Hippopotamus. Oh. Hippopotamus. How many?